Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer, and this is the first day in the rest of my life. This is a pivot day. This is Monday before the Tuesday election when the United States decides who their next president is going to be. This is the start of a change. As I say, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I grew one of the largest financial planning firms in the 10,000 franchisees of Ameriprise. It was American Express back when I was early on to it. So I had a wonderful career and I enjoyed it. And I retired and my wife and I traveled the world. And for different reasons, I decided I wanted to get back into the financial world and I wanted to share my knowledge about the financial world. And so I started a YouTube channel. And the goal, as it has evolved, the goals of my channel are three. One, to help people make better financial decisions. Two, to teach them how to keep more of what they make by understanding our tax codes. And third, how to build family wealth, how to leave something behind that will change the lives of those who follow you. And that's as simple as it can be. I dropped out of the stock market about, 40 days ago because it wasn't exciting. It was just more of the same. And I didn't really see some opportunity. I saw some questions, some anxiety. And so I saw an opportunity to go to cash and I went to 50% cash. But today, the fun begins. I live in Alabama. Alabama is pretty much possessed by college football, and that's because we have probably the best football coach that has ever stepped on a field, and he teaches his players to play one play at a time. He tells them never look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard is only a measure of who's winning. But where the game is won is on the field, one play at a time. He has 300-pound linemen that never run more than 3 yards at a time, but they have to conquer that guy across the line from them on every play. They have to take the training that they have and so that they can make it the full 60 minutes because the game will be won in the fourth quarter. Well, we're in the fourth quarter. We are there. You will not remember it as you look back in your trading career. You will not remember August, September, and October of 2000, but you will remember March and April of 2000, and you will remember November, December, and January of 2000, 2001, because this is when the change is going to occur. If you will remember the interview I did with Jim Rogers, he's made this statement: the money is made when change occurs. What did he mean by that? He went on to say the key in investing and making money in investing is recognize an undervalued asset. The market has undervalued it. So when change occurs that brings on a recognition of the value of that asset, it skyrockets in price. Well, that's where we are right now. We are at the verge of change. Well, what is that change? Again, it's the political change, potentially, within our markets. I mean, either way, if President Trump wins, it's 4 more years of President Trump's measure to make this the best economy that the world has ever had. You have just changed the playing field. If Joe Biden wins the presidency, that's a measure of change. It doesn't really matter to me which one wins any more than it matters to Coach Saban of the Alabama Crimson Tide, who's coaching the game. It doesn't matter, because his task is to adjust to whatever happens at the time. He can't change the officials. That's determined by someone else. You can't change who becomes the president. So just be aware that you have to be in condition. Your mind has to be programmed properly that you can adapt to whatever happens. And right now, starting today, This is going to become of paramount importance. Why? Because the VIX just moved up to 40 from 25. It was 25 on October the 9th. It's 40 on October the 28th. Why is that important? VIX is the measure of fear, and there is tremendous fear right now. We don't know. We don't know who's going to be the president. We don't know if the spike in the coronavirus is up so much. Is that going to close down our nation? The fear is coming into the market, and we don't know if we'll get a vaccine. And when we get a vaccine, if you'll take the vaccine, there is fear in the market. So as a result of that fear, a lot of you are moving to the sidelines. I don't want to play in this game. I don't like the referees. I don't like the weather. I don't like the people in the stands. I'm getting out of this game. But the good coach is prepared for whatever, and that's what you've got to be. The big players, the people who are professionals at this, they know you're under fear. They watched the VIX. They saw the VIX get to 82 on March the 16th. And we all know what happened to the S&P after that. It just dropped 1,000 points. That's what the professionals are anticipating. Because of the fear factor, you're going to exit the market. You're going to push that sell button. And that sell button is going to trigger somebody's stop loss. And that's going to drop it even further. And the big guys are going to even start selling their own stocks to get it down 10%. So even more of you will exit the market because they're waiting to come in and pounce. They're leveraged. I mean, they don't really care what you own that stock at. They just want to get the money out of your pocket, and they want to get that price down. So the change is going to happen, and this is when the winners win. This is when the game is won. I have a goal. I have a goal as to where I want to be a year from now. And this is my opportunity because, again, I got bored with the market. I said, it's upside down, it's been running too hot and too furious, and it's due for a correction. I did a video yesterday where I showed you that, I guess it was on Saturday, that I showed you that there's a historical channel that stocks and the S&P and the Dow and the NASDAQ, they trade in, and we're way out of that channel. And you can look back 20 years, and you see that it comes back in. And I told you the target prices that I wanted to buy my stocks at. I'm excited because I'm going to get an opportunity to buy at those prices. I'm going to get an opportunity to buy the undervalued assets that I think are in the stock market that are going to grow to change the way I live. And that's the only thing I invest in. Those stocks that are going to change the way I live. What are they? Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Tesla. That's what I want to go to my grave owning, because they are going to change the way I live. Technology revolution is coming on so fast. But all we have to do is know who the players are. And I don't care if it's Trump or it's Biden. They're the referees. My job is to condition myself for the game, to get my mindset, to get my plan put in place so that I can buy. Now, will there be other opportunities? Yeah. Back in March, when I saw the oil companies getting in a fight over the price of oil and taking the price of a barrel of oil down to zero, that can't sustain. So I went in and bought Valero. In a matter of less than 30 days, I made 30% on my money. I saw American Express and McDonald's stocks crash, and I went in and bought them because I know McDonald's is going to be selling hamburgers. Continuing, did I buy the cruise ships? No. They don't. They aren't making any money. There is no circumstances until the virus is cleared up, and then they're going into debt to keep those boats afloat. So I'm not going to buy those. Am I going to buy Netflix? I used to own Netflix. No, because the competition is changing in Netflix world. It had its day at the top, and it may rise up, but there's too much risk there. Am I going to buy NVIDIA? Well, they're a wonderful chip maker. I have explained to you, 5G is an event. It is changing my refrigerator to a smart refrigerator. But once it's changed, there's no monetization of that chip. The monetization is my smart home. Well, who gathers the data that is going to benefit from my smart home? Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft. And Tesla is going to gather the data out of my car. The world is going to change, and I know it. I'm the coach on the sideline. I don't care who the referees are. I know that there's going to be a meeting, just like there was a meeting after World War II, and they said that the powers to be said, this can't happen again. We've got to make sure there will be a meeting relative to the corona crisis, and the world will change as a result of it. My health, it doesn't matter who is the next Supreme Court justice, and if she votes down Obamacare. It doesn't matter. That's another referee. My game is to react to it. And the medical system, as a result of this coronavirus, is going to look nothing like what the medical system looked like yesterday. Nothing like it. And how many cars do you see broken down on the highway? Literally none. Why is that? Why back in the 50s and 60s, cars would break down with 30,000 miles, and you'd see people on the highways, and you'd see somebody with a wrecker, and they'd come pick them up? That's a thing of the past. My BMW tells me when the air is low in my left front tire. My BMW tells me when the oil is low. My BMW tells me when to go to the shop to get something fixed. Well, that's the same thing that's going to happen to my body because of the coronavirus. The change is going to occur. I need to own the companies who are going to monetize that change. And that's Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Tesla. It's that simple. Why would I invest in the banks? They are going to change my life. Why would I invest in energy? Hell, Tesla is going to put a battery in my garage that's going to put the electric company out of business, the gas company out of business. I'm going to have solar panels on my roof. The back of my house faces the south. I live in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to gather all the energy I need to run my house, put it into a battery in my garage, fire up my furnace, fire up my water heater, fire up my air conditioners. Why would I invest in energy? It just doesn't make any sense. The airlines, they're so far in debt now. Why would I invest in them? I want to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of me. And this is the fourth quarter. And by the 1st of February, we will start a whole new game. The 1st of February, we'll know when that vaccine's coming. We'll put all this behind us, and we'll move on to the future is coming faster than you think. And as a result of that, my phone will turn into my doctor. My smart bathroom will turn into my doctor. The cloud computing will turn into my doctor. Education, those brick and mortar campuses are going away. Who's going to do the education? Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Tesla. Because they need people who have the knowledge of the day, not the knowledge of 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. They need to educate people for tomorrow. And our current education system isn't doing that. So they are going to take over education. The theaters, we know, they're a thing of the past. Hell, I can have an 80-inch screen with surround sound and cheap popcorn and Cokes in my basement. Who's going to bring that to me? Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Tesla. So why would I go chasing something else? Now, if you get your pleasure, if your game is day trading, yeah, go for it. If you're swing trading, go for it. But recognize this is the beginning of the change. You will 10 years look at Tuesday election and say, wow, that's when it all started. That's when the world changed and my life started getting better. My medical changed, my transportation changed, my education changed, my entertainment changed. And I'm going to share with you the knowledge that I have. I'm going to be your Nick Saban. I'm going to try to condition you so that you can play every play as if it is the most important, and that you are conditioned and that your mind is conditioned such that you know who you are, you know where you want to go, how you want to get there, and where you want to end up. And you're going to make good financial decisions. You're going to learn the tax code so that you get to keep more of what you make, and you're going to make a difference in the life of your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren, because you learned how to be an entrepreneurial investor. It isn't all going to happen in the stock market. You need to get involved in real estate, and we'll talk about that. I know you don't get as excited about that, but that's something we need to talk about. So that's what my channel is all about. That's what Kerry Grinkmeyer is all about. The channel is Best of Us Investors. We build a tribe. We share information. We talk to each other about what is going to happen in the markets and how we can better our life as a result of it. Okay. This is exciting. I'm back in the game, so tune in, stay tuned, and let's grow together.